All right, can we get the lights off, please? Ethan? I don't know, because I don't know what's in those videos.
Oh,
Hate them. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. I don't know what's in those videos, and I will never show a video that I don't know what's in it. And let me tell you why. In their wisdom, the Tennessee legislature has declared that any teacher who displays a video which includes prohibited concepts may lose their teaching license. Ask me how I know. By the way, the prohibited concepts law is inclusive of many different things. In addition to systemic racism, it also covers things like perhaps anything that might leave the country of America and looking in a negative light. I don't know what's in the video, and I'm not going to show it. A few years ago, I showed a video to my RTI class. The laws related to police interactions that have been decided in the Supreme Court. There's a stop and frisk law. And I showed two videos. Neither one of the videos was produced. They were both just something somebody recorded with their phone. And one was a man who was bird watching in Central Park. And a woman was complaining about, he was complaining to a woman that her dog was off the leash in the bird watching area of the park, and that was against the rules. And so he started trying to contain her dog so her dog would not mess up the birds. And she called the police and said that a black man was attacking her and threatening her life. And he got arrested. Even though on the video it clearly shows what really happened. And then he was later exonerated and so on. The second video was a black man in Alabama who happened to be watering the lawn of his neighbors for them because they were out of town, and they asked him to take care of it for them, and he agreed. He was a pastor. One of the other neighbors, who apparently did not recognize this man as her neighbor, even though he was her neighbor, he owned a house across the street, called the police on him. And they demanded that he produce ID. And he said no, he wasn't going to produce an ID because he wasn't doing anything wrong. He wasn't driving a car, so there's no need to identify himself as a motorist. And he was arrested. I thought both of those were interesting and relatable to the stop and frisk laws, but my student went home and told his daddy, and his daddy's kind of a lunatic, and he complained to the state legislature by filling out a formal complaint against me. He complained to our local congressman by writing them directly, to the school board. And the next thing you know, I'm having a conversation with Mr. Bond about what the video was and why I showed it. And there was a trial. The members of the jury were anonymous. They were not known to me. They interviewed me over Zoom. I didn't get to see them, but they could see me. Asked me a lot of questions. And the whole thing was just a great, big, stinky turd. Because obviously I didn't do anything wrong and I didn't teach any prohibited concepts. But I think very carefully about what videos I show in my class. Because I don't know how stupid you are or how stupid your parents are. And apparently some of my students and their parents are real stupid and they're laying turds in my life. And so I don't want that smoke. So I want you to stop asking me to show videos in here. And you keep asking me over and over and over, and I keep saying no. I need you to respect my boundary. I've got 10 children and stepchildren to support. I don't need to lose my teaching license over a video. And that's the world we live in. I don't know why it's not something that can be handled at the school level or the school board level, but whatever. The people in our state legislature up in Nashville decided that the law needs to be involved. People's livelihood needs to be taken away if they do this awful thing. So here we are.
Doctor?
Any more questions? Thank you. Evan,
Did you win the trial?
I'm still here,
Seriously not?
That's right, Doctor.
Oh my God.
but that was not guaranteed. If I had lost, I could have lost my teaching license, and I need to look for a new job.
You'd be a pizza man.
Excuse me?
You'd be a pizza man.
I'm sorry, I just can't joke about it. It's too big of a deal. I'll never forgive that moron.
So what would you say if you saw that guy today?
The guy that did it, I did see him at a Houston Orchestra concert or something or other. I just gave him the stink eye. I watched him all the way out to his car at the G-Pack. I was just watching him. He kept turning around looking, I'm like, yeah, I see you. You want to know the stupidest part?
What?
This dude, he's also a teacher at a school in Memphis.
Probably showing those same videos.
What?
Yeah.
You know, if you live online and you watch some of the propaganda online, you start acting like a crazy person. That's what I think. Don't lose yourself. Somebody tell Mohammed Sumi to come in, sit down, and be quiet. Anthem?
If you were in a private school or like college, would you be able to show videos and any videos?
Oh no, the law does not apply to teachers in private school. They can teach whatever they want. They also don't have to take care of students with special needs. They don't want to deal with a student who needs a person to go with them everywhere all day long. They just don't accept them into their school. What else? Any other questions? Oh. Well, let's move along. I would like to show you guys two videos. And these are videos that I have thoroughly vetted in the past, and hopefully they are not too terribly offensive to anybody here. But they're both about Christopher Columbus. And I think it's interesting that the person of Columbus has become controversial. You know? He used to be considered a hero, and there was a whole legendary apparatus to kind of appreciate what he did and all that. And then later on, people go back and say, you know, some of the things he did were kind of ill. And so there is disagreement over Columbus's legacy. However, I still teach Columbus. I think it's very important to teach Columbus. Not only is it in our standards, but his actions actually did open up traffic and trade between the Americas and Afro-Eurasia, which is an enormous event in human history. And so for that reason alone, no matter what we think of his personal relations with the Indians, we must learn about Columbus and recognize his importance in history. So, as you watch the video, keep in mind that just because it's a video that you're watching in school doesn't mean every single part of it is true. Because what you're going to see is that these two videos disagree about Columbus. And so I fear for you guys out there watching your little extra history videos or whatever you see, or whatever you see on TikTok, Instagram, or any other place. How do you know if what you're hearing is true?
It's gonna be true in your heart.
Of course, you're able to do your own research,
But
and I hope you do so if it's something that you really care about. But there's always the ability to disagree. Anyway, here we go. What's the first video?